Here are 10 benefits of not drinking alcohol for just over 4 years. Number 1 is having no more regret. Back when I drank alcohol, the amount of times that I've woken up the morning after a heavy night and felt deep regret and deep shame are countless. I have done that just so many times, and you might have done it as well, where you just wake up and you're like, have I just done that again? I promised myself I wouldn't drink, and I'm drinking. I've just done that so many times, right? And obviously, as a result of removing alcohol from my life, I'm out of that cycle of regret and shame and guilt. It's gone completely. And it's much easier to navigate life when you're not feeling this feeling of regret. The second benefit comes down to sleep quality. Now, I don't know about you guys, but if I don't get a solid 7.5 to 8 hours of sleep a night, my days are just they're way less optimal. I'm not as energetic, I'm not as positive, I'm not able to think as clearly. And when I was drinking alcohol, my sleep was appalling. I would sometimes have 4 or 5 hours sleep. I'd wake up in the middle of the night needing the toilet. I'd wake up in the middle of the night needing to drink water. My sleep pattern was so irregular, there was no clear go to sleep times and clear wake up times, and the actual quality of my sleep was average at best. But now, as a result of not drinking, the quality in sleep is amazing. And I kind of take it for granted now because it's been 4 years that I've had good sleep for. But if I remember what it was like when I was drinking, when you're drinking, you almost forget what good sleep is like. And then you truly start to remember what it feels like to wake up in the morning completely rested. The third benefit is your ability to focus is so much better. I remember when I was drinking, if I was to sit down and do some difficult tasks, I don't know, when I was at university, write a paper or do some kind of work task like that required a lot of focus. When I was drinking, it was so easy to get distracted, and it was so much easier to walk around the office than actually do the work, or walk around the university and get a coffee to actually sit down, use my brain and do something. Now, since not drinking alcohol, my ability to focus, it's just night and day. I don't know if you've heard that old saying, but it was Warren Buffett and Bill Gates. They said the key to their success was their ability to focus. I don't think those guys are drinking a bottle of wine every night and waking up and able to focus the way that they do. But my ability to focus on the task at hand is it's night and day. Now, the fourth benefit that I found in my life was stability. Now, I know this isn't everybody's experience, but when I'm drinking alcohol, my life is a lot less stable. It's very up and down. There's a lot of chaos. When I drink, it's not a pretty sight. And as soon as I got rid of alcohol, all of a sudden, I was able to set goals. I was able to work on those goals, and I was able to make progress on those goals instead of making a bit of progress, going backwards, this up, down, chaotic style of living. Well, when I got rid of alcohol, I left the chaotic side of me behind and just got a lot more stable. And this is true for relationships, for my business, just so many areas are way more stable. The fifth benefit is my ability to deal with stress. Now, I'm not saying that when you stop drinking alcohol, you're not going to have to deal with stress, right? Life can be stressful. Now, here's the thing. When I was drinking alcohol, the actual alcohol drinking itself would create stress. Because the morning after drinking, I'm a bit hungover, I'm not feeling great, that creates a bit of stress. Then all the other problems that came as a result of drinking were creating stress. And my ability to deal with that stress was very poor, and what I'd actually end up doing was drinking again. So I'd get stuck in this cycle of feeling stressed, drinking to relieve the stress, that creating more stress, drinking again, and it was just this cycle of stress. So I've not drank now for 4 years, and I've had stressful points in my life during the past 4 years, right? That's life. But I'm able to work through the stressful periods and get to the root cause of the stress and actually solve those problems instead of just escaping and drowning it out with alcohol. So my ability to deal with stress and manage stress is improved. The sixth benefit is these days, I'm able to remember experiences. Now, I have done a lot of things when I've been drunk that I cannot remember. And maybe I can remember them a little bit. There's a very blurred memory where I get these little flashbacks where I remember these snippets. But since I've not drank for the past 4 years, I've remembered pretty much everything that's happened during the past 4 years. I remember every, trip that I've been on, motorcycle trip that I used to go. I used to go riding my motorbikes around Thailand, and I've been to Bali, road trip in Italy, traveled, done a lot of traveling, and I remember all of these things. I don't forget it anymore. I don't wake up what did I even do yesterday? No, my memory is so much better. Now, the seventh thing is a little bit different, but it's the example that I now set to other people that are important to me. I've got a young brother who's 16 years of age, and, I'm 30, there's a huge age gap, but I really love this kid. He's a really nice guy, and he's my brother, I love my brother. I don't want to set an example to this young man that drinking alcohol and, doing drugs and stuff like that is okay, because it's not okay. What I want to do is I want to set an example for him. What I want to do is I want to be able to set an example for him by my actions, not by my words. Because I know a lot of us, you might say to your kids or younger people in your family, oh, do it like this, do it like that, but then you don't even do it. The best thing about not drinking is I'm leading by example. I'm showing him that you can have a great life, you can have friends, you can do all of this stuff without alcohol in your life. You don't need that stuff in your life. Now, the 8th benefit is that my health is so much better. I'm not afraid about my health anymore. And my fitness is so much better as well. When I stopped drinking alcohol, I was a personal trainer in the past, and really that was like one of the big things I did during my first kind of few months of stopping drinking was really just dialed in my fitness, started training again. And since then, I started doing CrossFit and strength training, and it's really like a big part of my life. But the great thing is that there is steady progress there. There's no up and down again. There's no a good week of training followed by 2 weeks of no training. There's a lot more consistency across the board. Now, the 9th thing is linear progress. This benefit is huge. Like I keep talking about this up and down style of living, right? If you imagine progress on a graph, a drinker's progress is kind of like, the peaks and the troughs are very high. I'm not saying people don't make progress when they drink, but it's up, it's down, it's up, it's down. Whereas when you don't drink, progress is, it's still up and down, but the peaks and troughs are a lot smaller. So progress feels a lot more linear. And the 10th benefit is being able to help other people. I share my story on YouTube. I'm very public about not drinking alcohol. I've built a business that helps other people stop drinking alcohol. And my ability to turn one of my weaknesses into my strength and actually help other people go through a similar challenge and a similar problem, that's an awesome, awesome thing. Now, if you do want my help stopping drinking, you can click the link in the description. You can book a roadmap call, and you and I can get on a call and see if working together could be a good match. If you want more details on that, click the link in the description.